All right. Hi. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Vault Companions. This is episode 4 of Mass Effect Warp. We're playing the unofficial D&D 5th edition homebrew for Mass Effect. Um, I am Patrick. I will be your game master today. My pronouns are he, him, and I will go ahead and throw it over to Calvin.
Okay. Hey, everybody. I'm Calvin. My pronouns are he, him. And today I will be playing Berr, a Krogan soldier with a big ol' hammer, and his pronouns are he, him.
All right, let's go ahead and throw it over to Aubrey.
Hello, I'm Aubrey, and I will be playing Neveah Helscus, aka Nev, our Turian engineer, and we both use she/her pronouns.
All right, and I'll go ahead and throw it over to Derryk.
Hello, everybody. I'm Derryk. I use they, ze, and he pronouns. I'll be playing Saro Miat, our Drell infiltrator, who uses they, he pronouns, and also has a very big sniper.
And we'll throw it back to JPG.
Hi everyone, I'm JPG. I am playing Ikade'Sung vs Torero, our Quarian, and just nothing real special about him. Just Sagittarius looking for love. He and pronouns for the both of us.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, we are here and ready to play for you, and I would love for you to show support to our wonderful players today. If you could tip us, that would be fantastic. We have a Ko-Fi set up at ko-fi.com/vault companions. $1 will get you our deepest gratitude. $3 will buy an Omni Gel, which is inspiration. And then $5 will buy a Meta Gel, which is a Bardic for a player of your choice. And that would be very beneficial because things are about to get a little rocky today. That being said, content warnings. Mass Effect is set in a sci-fi future in the midst of war. Please enjoy responsibly. Content warnings for this episode may include fantasy violence, harm to loved ones, substance use, body horror, monsters and monstrosities, guns, societal collapse, and characters in crisis after traumatic experiences, both recent and in the past. Now, with all of that being said, some things happened last time. Hold on. Some things happened last time. Oh dear. Okay. Some things happened last time that we need to get back to. The crew survived their trip to Kamala and were whisked immediately to the med bay, only for our resident sniper assassin to discover that the Drell doctor on board is perhaps not all that they seem. We open on the med bay. Thoreau is there in her like lab coat and kind of like technician gear, and she's quickly delegating where everyone goes. She goes, all right, Akade, there's a quarantine bay in the back. Get in there now. We'll get your suit off and we'll get you deconned. And motions you over that way. Takes a look at Nev and Berr and does a quick calculation and is like, you'll survive, and throws you over in observation to take care of the minor contusions and hemorrhaging that you may have incurred. She takes a look at all of the Vorcha that have followed you, and she sighs, reaches into the cabinet, and grabs out 7 IV bags, pumps some amino proteins in them, and just plugs it into them, and is like, "You guys regen, you're fine." And puts them in the waiting room. Takes a look at Saro and is like, "Oh my, you look like you need some help," and is going to escort you over to the intensive care area to immediately start addressing your wounds and your various whatever other things might have happened during that time. So they're going to be like looking over you, doing a medicine check. Is there anything you'd like to do at this time?
It is not the doctor that I incited, right?
No,
This
it
is
is
a
the
different
doctor
person?
inside.
Oh, it's the other Drell. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so where's like separated?
they have separated you into different kind of areas. You can kind of make eye lines with the others. Like you can see Akade getting locked away in the quarantine area to decom their suit and everything like that. And you can kind of gaze across to Berr and Nev in their kind of like less intensive area of the med bay. But you are on your own.
While they're looking over me, I'm going to quietly, because they're obviously in earshot. Quietly, Saro just goes, "So, who'd they send you for?"
I would like you to make a. Well, you tell me. Is this intimidation or persuasion?
I believe they both have the same score. They do, so it doesn't matter. um, I will. You know, let's intimidate, because most people know who I am in this area and what I do. Especially if they are also an assassin, they would know very well of what I do. So I will intimidate them.
Gotcha. Go ahead and make your intimidation check.
An 18.
They diligently start to work. Like you have some burns from the concussive force of that missile going off pretty close by. You have some like debris that has to be cleaned away, some minor wounds, and you were in a very vicious hand-to-hand fight. And as she's working away, she's like, "Oh, silly, I'm for you." And she's just continuing to work Wedge. I mean, you're representative of the Hanar Empire. If the Batarians found out that you were here, there could be dire consequences to the Hanar. And continues to do to repair your wounds.
For me, in a kill me sense or in a help me sense?
Well, we want you to succeed, but if you don't, you could always be a rogue agent.
I grab her wrist and stop her before I look her dead in the eyes. I've never not succeeded on a mission. They shouldn't have chose me if they thought that I would fail.
Well, then you don't have anything to worry about. Make an insight check.
Math. 25.
You have a lot of training with other Drell, and so you know kind of like mannerisms for like a saboteur or a sniper or a like someone that is deftly able to get in close for a bladed kill. Thuro is none of those. You're seeing them have the smooth operating of an assassin, but the technical expertise of someone who does know medicine. And with that high enough roll, they're a poisoner.
I can heal my own wounds.
Of course you can. Just want to check in. And she's going to leave you some metagel and move on to Ikade. And she peers in through the window and is like, all right, decom should be, if you run the systems on the wall, that should be able to decom you enough for you to get back in your suit. You're going to have to make your repairs in there, and then we'll do something more permanent once you're out.
Okay, but what was all the stuff you were gonna give him? Because I kind of want all the. And then it kind of cuts because you have to because all the steam comes out for the decom.
What? I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
While her back is turned, can I use my Nightshade Blades on her? It's a combat cantrip.
Yeah, sure.
Does a 26 hit her?
I mean, I don't think there's anything I can do to make it stop. Yeah, they hit.
Cool. She takes 7 poison damage, and I need her to roll a Constitution saving throw, which I believe is an 11.
Yeah.
She has disadvantage on it due to an advancement that I have for it called Powerful Poison. And if she fails it, she's paralyzed and poisoned.
All right, so the first was a 21, so let's re-roll. And with a 9, you see the Thuro stops where they are and falls to the ground, both poisoned and paralyzed, unable to move any further.
I'm going to stop the decom on Ikade. And I'm going to check the systems to make sure that there is no poison pumping into the decom.
I'll say the check would be low enough that you're able to easily pass it. You're looking and you're not seeing anything irregular. Like it has all of the antibacterial sprays. It has all the proper things. All the parts look in order. It's very much a standard decom.
Cool. I'm going to then restart it and allow Ikade to decom. And to everybody in the room, I am going to out her for what she is. I hope you all understand that I must get rid of the liable person that could cause an issue for later. And I would like to drag her while she's paralyzed to the airlock.
Okay. Please go ahead and take 11 points of poison damage.
Ouchies, okay. Does this bypass shield?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
As you're dragging her, you can see all the effort that she's using to move. It's taken everything in her because she's having to fight against nervous system blockers that are preventing her from actually signaling the places that need to go. But she turns up at you and smiles.
It's always nice to greet them with a smile. And I will get her in the airlock and hit the button and space her.
Berr is gonna attempt to intervene here.
Go for it.
He is going to at least attempt to. I mean, I think Saro might be faster than him to get to the airlock, but he's going to at least attempt to prevent the spacing for the moment.
Yeah, go ahead and make an athletics check just to kind of get your body in the way.
Okay.
As someone with medical knowledge, I'm going to take up wherever has been left off and try and help everyone else who is injured.
Yeah, do you want to, I mean, I forget what your HP was at last, but you can make a medical check on yourself just to...
I was at like 41 or 45. I'm pretty good, but I can at least make sure the decon is finished and anybody else that they're okay and they're gonna heal all right.
Yeah. Okay. I'll tell you what. Make a medicine check. Difficulty. I'll say the DC is 12.
Okay. That is a dirty 20.
You see discoloration in Saro's skin starting to spread from the neck.
Saro, I think you there's something. I think you might have been poisoned.
We can deal with it. Let me just... And he's going to continue to try to get her out into space because she is a danger now.
Berr, go ahead. What was your roll?
For athletics, that's a 24 total.
Saro, you're going to have to beat a 24.
Athletics?
Yeah.
Can I argue acrobatics?
No, because you're hauling a body.
Okay, cool. Fuck, I need a nat 20 for this. Even if
not impossible.
20, I don't have anything added to strength. So just nat 20 just is a success for it. Fuck.
There's a 5% chance.
It is not. It is an 8.
You are moving with purpose and reason, and you get to that airlock. You're about to throw this, assassin into the airlock and get rid of them, and just a big Krogan body takes up the space.
You need to move.
You need to calm down for a moment. I can't believe I'm the one saying this.
She is a poisoner. She is like me.
She's also the ship's doctor, so I think we're going to need to talk this out for a sec. Why are you just throwing her out of the damn airlock?
Because she could easily kill all of us with the skill that she has, and she's obviously gotten me already. I can feel it.
You should let me come over and take care of that, please.
Look.
You are also trying to throw her out of the airlock.
Yes, it's...
That seems like the sort of response that kind of thing would get.
I will take whatever disciplinary action comes with this. Just let me through.
Saro, I'm gonna need you to take another 7 poison damage.
Okay. Please let me through. I am like against you, just like pushing my body, not even trying to like fight you. Like, I am exhausted at this point. This shit's taking hold. And I am like, my body's like pushing against you, dragging her, trying to get her to the space lock.
Nev, go ahead and give me a medicine check real quick, just to try and figure out like maybe what the poison is.
Is this like an ongoing thing, or would Berr have noticed this other Drell, like just now attack Saro?
No, 14. This is. I'm sorry, what was that?
14.
I'll address that in a moment.
Yeah.
No, what's your the Drell is still very much paralyzed. They've been moved from like under Saro's movement. So, Nev, you are taking a look at the actual like symptoms and degradation of flesh that is coming from this poison. And unfortunately, it's not in your particular wheelhouse. So you have like a great medical knowledge of triage, but this is something just a little bit further outside of that. Possibly like a nerve agent. It's hard to tell what it really is and how you would even treat it.
Yeah. I'm also going to say, we should definitely not space her. She knows what she poisoned you with. One of us can get her to talk. And if we don't know what she poisoned you with, I can't stop it.
Could I do a medicine check on myself to see
Sure.
if I know what poison is used?
Ikade'Sung, the speaker is not transmitting the sound, so you're just seeing all of this play out.
I'm assuming that like they can hear me, but I can't hear them. So I'm like up on the glass like a hockey game. And like speaking louder than he has to, because he can't hear them, right? So he's like yelling.
Yeah,
coach.
Yeah. And he's like, what's happening? It looks like fun. What are we doing?
All right. Saro, go ahead and make a medicine check on yourself.
I got a 15.
It's just not quite. You are also familiar with quite a few of the poisons that are in the repertoire of Drell assassins. And you can recognize kind of like the lineage of it, but you can't pin down exactly what it is. And these are the kind of poisons where you either treat it correctly or dire consequences.
Look, we just got about a dozen extra bodies to deal with on this ship. I don't think this is a good time to be getting rid of our doctor. Not without a reason that you can explain, at least.
I think at this point he's so... First of all, I have 3 HP left. Second of all, he's so out of it at this point that I think they just give in. There's no words, and they just slump against Berr's body and down underneath like the body of the other Drell.
Well, they actually had passed their Constitution save quite a while ago, and the Thorough kind of like sits up and is like, "Well, I'm glad that he got that out of his system. Now let's make sure the rest of you are tip-top shape." He can rest that off, and is going to.
I can carry him if you need. I think I'll stick around as he takes his nap, just in case he wakes up.
Go ahead and put him on the table here. Saro, make a death save.
Okay.
Can I just when this is going on, can I just wander over as well while helping Berr and just tap and first aid Saro? Just use first aid power on Saro.
Yeah. You absolutely like stabilize him. He's still in, bad shape because he was not in great shape when he got here. But you see Uthuro quietly start humming to themselves as they start to get to work on Saro, and it's like, I knew he was going to be a little upset once he found out, so just went ahead and hit him with this dendrotoxin. It's actually not too bad unless you don't treat it, which looks like he wasn't going to, and is going to go ahead and do combination of metagel and a like small vial that they put intravenously into your system that will get you back up to I guess I'll just heal some HP right now. You're up to 3 HP.
You'll get an extra 15 HP from me tapping you with first aid, my first aid ability.
Thanks.
Torero is going to turn to Berr and be like, thanks for the help there. I was pretty sure I was going to die out in space.
Yeah, that's not a question that's been fully answered yet, so don't get in too good a mood.
Well, I mean, he's going to tell you sooner or later. I was sent by the Hanar to make sure that he didn't get sloppy.
Uh-huh.
But don't worry, I still know what I'm doing. I'm still the ship's doctor, and is going to go over to the decon and take a look inside at Ikade and be like, how are those? Is your suit still intact? Are you still able to? Is it still structurally sound? Yep.
Sorry. Okay. So he's like.
I thought you were just getting method with it.
He's like kind of Donald Duck in it right now, right? Where like he has he had like the pants are like half off, and then like he's like getting ready to take off his shirt because now Ikade just assumes that nobody can see him because nobody answered. Because like, oh, why wouldn't my friends answer me? Oh, this must be a privacy shield, right?
And she's just gonna slowly like hold up her hand, and she's just like, all right, when you're done in there, go ahead and get your suit back on. We'll make sure that we do more thorough repairs later on. I just want to make sure that your suit has integrity.
He can't hear any of this, right?
Oh no, she pressed the intercom button.
Is he just like turned around like bare-assed?
Yes.
And he's like, is there like a privacy shield or anything?
No, that's no, we can see you.
And then he kind of looks dead into like the shield and then presses the decom again so all the steam starts going.
You all are, sat through the various stages of triage as Torero diligently heals up all of your injuries and wounds. Nev, you were pretty solid to begin with, so there's only like a slight bandaging that has to happen. Berr, your regenerative abilities start kicking in pretty quick, and you're, on your feet and ready to go. Saro, you can feel the antitoxin moving through your system. I mean, you can try and make another attempt on the Torero if you'd like. Ikade, your suit is you're able to repair enough integrity that you can now move about inside of it without any issue. And as you get there, you hear a voice crackle over the intercom of the ship, and it's Vetra, and she says, all right, really like a debrief right now because got some questions.
I think I'm still like jury rigging the suit, but like the steam is still going because I'm still embarrassed. And I just say through my speaker, tell them to come to here. Why don't you just tell them to come to here?
And you hear the heavy sigh over the ship intercom. It's like, I mean, I'm the ship's pilot, but yeah, I'm coming to you. And after a couple minutes, Vetra walks in through the medbay doors, walks through like a crowd of Vorcha sitting there being like, me feel better now. And gets to the grouping of you. Is like, All right, so a lot happened, and I want to just know kind of like the basics of what it was from your end.
One more thing before you all start speaking. Ikade comes up to the window, and in the worst, oh no, he's hot, like ever. It's face cast and body cast as Manny Jacinto from Star Wars and The Good Place.
Yeah.
I need you to leave.
And he's like putting his shirt back over like the washboard abs. And then putting on the mask. But all of you saw it.
Am I conscious?
Yeah, you're fully conscious.
Okay. Vetra saw it. The ship's doctor, the ship doctor saw it. All the Vorcha, no one can unsee it now.
Wow, he is really hot. He's smoking. Yeah, I saw that too.
I think I liked it better when we didn't know what he looked like.
Vetra comes in as she gets over to the a wall computer, punches up a couple of things, and a jittery blue projection illuminates in the center of the med bay, and Garrus stands in front of you, and he's got his arms crossed, and he's just, well, I'd like an update.
I pretend to be dead. I'm laying there.
Everything went a little differently than we expected it. The planet certainly has been... There were no Batarians.
There were no Batarians? Did they just kill everyone on the planet?
I think they took them.
And you see his face kind of falls a little bit, and he's just kind of in a lower register, just husks.
I think so. There were some things that appeared near the end that looked similar.
Okay. Because we were wondering why they were attacking a fringe colony first. We thought maybe it was just a route into the Batarian Empire, but maybe they're collecting
bodies. Yeah, soldiers.
They do that with Eden.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're building the army as they go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool, I guess. But now we got witnesses. We got hard evidence that this stuff is happening. Let's just bring this to the Citadel and we're done, right? We're doing great.
No.
So you want me to go to the Citadel and explain how I broke 3 armistices and a treaty in order to invade Batarian space?
Our witnesses are also Batarians.
Okay, but when you say it like that,
there was
it sounds like it's a bad idea.
There was a Cerberus agent who came to the planet for something, and we do possibly know where they went after this.
Cerberus?
Yeah.
I mean, this was just a recon mission, but I mean, if it's Cerberus is involved, we need to...
Yeah, it sounded important.
Did you have any details on what it was?
Refresh my brain as me, the player. They're looking for an artifact of some kind?
Yeah, they were, from what you could discern from the audio logs, you could they were looking for, on the search for artifacts of some sort. And then their next stop was apparently Erszbat.
Yeah, they were looking for artifacts of some kind, and they were next stop was Erszbat. They might have found what they were looking for. Unsure.
Well, this was just going to be continuing to recon, but if you all are on board, I think we need to chase this down.
Cerberus is involved. It's big.
You thought that this was just going to continue to be recon after everything you've been through.
Yeah, especially that explosion that happened out of nowhere.
Garrus points to Ikade'Sung, is like, refresh my memory. Explosion?
Yeah, there was like, I was in the lobby and I was making fortifications. Everybody's really proud of me, and then there was, and then I was like, oh, that's weird. Saro's gone, and then just like weirdly there was just like an explosion just like out of nowhere. And then, like, stuff happened. And then we met Vorcha, and they're our friends now. They also need jobs, so, like, this is a big ship. But, like, also, I mean, yeah, there was just, like, an explosion. But, like, the way that Ikada is saying this, though, in no way does his brain think it was Saro. Like, in no way. Like, you can, like, he's just giving over information. He has not connected anything.
All right. I'm going to make a roll here real quick. Let's see. Well, that's a 23. So, Garrus, the hologram of Garrus slowly turns his gaze to Saro. And he's going to just... I support whatever way you see fit to accomplish the mission that I have given to you.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
And Vetra's gonna look up and be like, I perhaps shouldn't have disclosed the Ezo deposits. No matter. And she's gonna look over to the board and be like, you all want jobs? Head over to engineering. We can always use more in engineering. And they all perk up and are like, yes, we work on parts. And they disperse from the med bay. And she's gonna look over and be like, well, I guess this ship is next stop, Erszbat. I mean, we have to figure out what Cerberus is doing with artifacts.
Yeah.
I got nowhere better to be.
You hear a alarm blare over the ship's intercom, and a shaky voice comes there. Captain, I think we're being hailed by a Turian vessel in system. And Garrus looks up and he's, I have to cut this short. I'll get with you when you're on Erszbat. I'm on Tetris, and as long as our communication relay is intact, I should be able to get in contact with you. Remember, this is not Turian sanctioned. And he's going to cut the feed. As Vetra kind of like closes the communication channels, do you know who is hailing us? And hold on, I gotta get something. From the over the bridge, it's like, it's from Claudius Masserin. And her face just drops. Anyone who wants to can make a history check. Nev, you can actually make it with advantage.
Hey.
That's a 4. That feels on brand. Okay.
21.
Natural 20 for a 22.
Dang.
Awesome. Berr, did you do better than 22?
No, I got a 17, surprisingly. But
honestly, Claudius has been around long enough that you actually recognize the name, which is rare. Like, Krogan have no interest in Turian hierarchy, and yet this general has such a long and storied history that even at the far reaches of Krogan space, you're kind of like, oh, I know who that is. Saro, you are actually, you know what? I'll get back to you because you got a real great one. Ikade, head empty. And Nev, you're very familiar with Turian hierarchy. It's drilled in you who is in line for what, and Claudius is actually he's an old Turian, and it's rare for a Turian to stay in leadership positions past a certain age. He is from the First Contact War, and not like he was a young strapping soldier in the First Contact War. He was old in the First Contact War, and has been a continual proponent of reining in Turian aggression. Has constantly been a proponent of not engaging in Turian wars, and has become very unpopular for it. Reasoning being he's putting forward these positions of we need to build a stronger Turian force, and we can't do that if we're constantly waging these pointless and needless wars that just keep on depleting our forces cycle after cycle after cycle. And at some point, his for lack of a better word, followers and kind of lower those in the lower ranks beneath him have put him forward for higher up in the Turian hierarchy, maybe even the highest post of all. But because of his unpopular positions with combat, with Turian warfare, that has not happened. Saro, you have actually weirdly come across some delicate information on him. He wasn't always in the Turian military. There was a brief period of time where he left the Turian military and did a little bit of mercenary work. This was in his younger days, and at some point he was conscripted to something having to do with Batarians. It's hard to say the exact details of the mission because it's so long ago, but after that mission was when the profile of Claudius emerged. He joined back up with the Turian military, immediately started climbing the ranks, and was a vocal and very public figure. Enough so that he got command of his own ship and is kind of a feared figure in space for policing Turian aggression. He is the arbiter of Turian honor and disgrace.
So who does he have dirt on?
And so Vetra immediately leaves for the bridge. Does anyone wish to follow?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm actually going to go ahead and say that's a good spot for a pause. We're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we will see what's going on with this Claudius guy. All right. Be back very soon. All right, we are back from break. When we left off, Claudius was hailing the vessel, and the crew quickly ran up to the bridge to try and figure out what this was. And your communications officer, older Latino woman, Reina, is standing at the computer, and she's, I guess we're being hailed, and what do you want me to do about it? And Petra's like, bring it up on screen. And as like the projection illuminates in front of you all, it first shows a shot out into the space in front of you, and you see an enormous Turian cruiser. The like absolute gleaming wings and fuselage, an entire battery of weapons ready to go. This thing dwarfs the Octasia quite a bit because this is a modern, fully augmented ship. And as it comes into view, the view screen flips and opens up on the bridge of the other vessel. And you see a much older Turian man, swaddled in kind of like black robes, leaning on a cane. And he looks up. Oh, hello. I was curious when I would be able to talk to you. This is Claudius Macarin. I was curious that I saw a Turian vessel depart from Batarian space and what the fracas occurred. I'm afraid to say that violates several treaties and perhaps an armistice or two. And that's for a Turian vessel, I believe. That is punishable by execution. I'm very sorry that we've met under these conditions. I am a very fond admirer of the Acacia. Haven't seen it in years, and it'll be an absolute shame for me to blast it to pieces. Vetra looks panicked because she is a Turian, and it's going to be kind of hard for a Turian to argue that this isn't a Turian flight. So
there's a Turian.
Yeah, that means it's up to us, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, that fracas you mentioned, that wasn't us.
Oh, who do I have the pleasure of talking to?
Berr. Just Berr.
Well, just Berr. I'm afraid to say I was able to scan some rather raucous activity from that sector, and it's not a very well-known area for Turians to travel. Are there any Turians on your... This is a Turian ship, is it not? He does seem thrown off his footing from his first contact with you being a Krogan face.
Just
Okay, we should probably use
thinking down below the
I
camera.
know, right? Just Ikade's just off screen right next to Berr. Like, Berr, this sounds racist. Just keep him going.
Yeah, someone get the drive ready. Yeah, look, it is a Turian ship, obviously, and we're just real big fans of Turian ship design. But in any case, the main problem you're worried about, that big old explosion back there, we didn't do that. In fact, if you scan, you'll find some huge frickin' space monster that nearly blasted us as we hit the mass relay.
Go ahead. You're gonna have to make a. I'm gonna say a persuasion.
Ooh, Berr's being too nice. Yep, makes sense.
I mean, if you want to spice it up with some intimidation, that's up to you.
Yeah, you can tell the truth and threaten them, right?
Hey, you can be mean about it.
If Berr can do anything, it's tell the truth and be mean about it.
If he does seem slightly off guard from hearing a Krogan voice and seeing a Krogan face, then I guess Berr would just continue with, if you're in this sector too, then you've got a bigger problem to worry about, and you don't want to make us a problem for you too.
Go ahead and roll intimidation.
Ooh, not a bad roll. 22 total.
Not a bad roll at all. You see, like, Claudius, like, scans indicate that the weapons are no longer, like, primed. They're powering down. All right, I suppose Kamala is technically a free space territory, so that's not violating any particular things for a Krogan to be there, but I suppose I'll be keeping an eye out to make sure that no unkind actions are taken by a Turian flagship that would propagate Turian aggression. I thank you for your candor, and may we meet under better circumstances. And the channel will close, and you'll see this massive, impressive Turian vessel in screen kind of change course and fly towards a different direction as you have averted a bad conflict.
I could have taken him.
Just kind of like clap Berr on the shoulder.
Just peek up over the desk and just be like, I'm glad we didn't have to fight him.
Yeah, anyone who wants to can make a DC 3 difficulty check and figure out how difficult that battle would have been.
Very difficult.
At that point, I guess you're all traveling to Erszbat. So the veteran sits down at the nav computer, starts punching coordinates. I was like, all right, travel time will be around 15 hours. Get some rest, do restock, whatever you need. I guess you completed a mission, so you at least get a 15,000 credit payout. And immediately your Omni tools blip, and you see your account balance up by 15,000 credits.
I would like to go to the debriefing room. I have a call that I would like to make.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go get a drink.
We will cut back to Nev in just a moment. Saro, you find yourself in the cobbled together communication hub of the Octasia. Who would you like to call?
You know exactly who I'm calling. I would like to call Garrus Batarian.
You are easily able to pick up the transmission line towards Tetris. Because of the relay, you're able to easily get a hold of anyone you'd want, and that it only rings like twice before the illumination of Garrus appears before you.
Our choice. Were you going to tell me there was another Drell on here?
I
Answer
was
quickly
given
and smartly.
I was given a strict requirement by the Hanar. If I was going to have you on board, I had to have another Drell as well.
So even when I'm out of their clutches, I'm still within them.
You know, I heard that offer, and I didn't bat an eye. Because, I mean, I asked for you for a reason. You know what you're doing. Did you handle her?
No. Okay. Your team stopped me. Well,
once I had a friend.
Her poison also stopped me, but
it'll do that. I once had a really good friend stop me from killing someone as well. And I don't know if they were right, but I know I don't regret it.
Well, there's a difference between you and me. I don't regret any kill that I make.
Well, then I brought the right Drell for the job.
Also, you couldn't warn us that Claudius was in this sector.
I don't have eyes everywhere. I can talk to you, but I can't. Claudius goes where Claudius wants to be. He is the enforcer of Turian high law, and if he wants to be right behind you, that's something you're going to have to deal with.
That sounds like an excuse.
I've given you everything that I can. Now you have to do the hard part.
Like always.
Are you going to quit?
Have I ever before?
There was that once.
Leaving the group is different than quitting.
Didn't feel different.
Well, you left too.
That's fair.
But it's not just my life in your hand. There's 3 others.
I am weighing that every single day.
Good. That means you won't fuck up on your end.
I brought on specific people that I thought would be able to accomplish this mission. And I think that they are the best equipped for it. Do you doubt that?
I have my doubts about one, but I'm sure he'll prove himself useful. Other than tattling on me.
I think everyone has their own reason for being here, and you just haven't seen it yet.
Sure.
He's going to end the transmission there, and we cut to the bar. Nev, you walk into the armory and see this dark-skinned woman with braids behind the bar, and they look up and, "Hi, you're Nev, right? Can I get you something to drink?"
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm here.
Well, I mean, I like to experiment a little bit, but tell me what you're in the mood for.
something. There was a drink that they always used to make in the Citadel bars that I liked. It was. That wasn't sweet, but it was had a nice smoky flavor, and I can't drink most human alcohol, so well, I can drink it. I can drink it once.
Yeah, I get you. Well, I've been working on my Dextro Negroni, and it's hard because I can't drink it myself, but I think I got it pretty close.
Oh,
And
well,
is gonna pull
certainly
out
let you know.
is gonna pour out some Dextro drinks specifically cordoned off so to make sure that they don't mix with anything else, and pours it in a glass for you and slides it across.
Yeah, and we'll take like a pretty decent pull from it. It's been a day, and I need to kick back a little bit.
I mean, how many explosions and reapers can you really survive in one day?
I think I dealt with a little bit more at the Citadel, but not by much.
You were at the Citadel?
Yeah, I used to work CSEC.
You were there on the day.
Yeah, I was.
I mean, Garrus mentioned a little bit about it, but I can't imagine being there as a giant, unstoppable space god takes over everything. I mean, what did you even do?
Run and hide. It's about all anyone could do.
I mean, what was anyone else going to do? Just shoot pea shooters at it? I don't blame you.
Yeah, run, hide, save as many people as you can. That's pretty much it.
Well, I mean, you didn't say save your own ass, so feels like you might be one of the good ones.
I mean, some days I feel like that. Other days, you just remember all the ones you can't save.
Yeah. It's funny. Mistakes are always the burden of the person who did it, but others get to forget.
Yeah, I sadly got one of those brains that never forgets. Photographic memory, I think you humans call it.
Yeah, I've heard people, wish for that, and it feels like a monkey's paw kind of thing.
Yep, I remember everything, and then I also get to remember how everything went wrong.
Well, I think you're not seeing every perspective. I mean, there's a couple people that are probably alive because of you.
Yeah, I guess there's always the could have done more, should have done more. That human saying, hindsight is 2020.
Yeah, there's always a better way after the fact.
True.
I think, unless there was anything else anyone wanted to do in the meantime.
Berr was going to head to the medic area.
Yeah, go for it.
It was just a brief thing. It is unfortunate that Derryk isn't here at the moment, but Berr was just going to try to see if Torero was still around there.
Yeah, you see a Torero working away on different vials, like has a couple of Bunsen burners going on some, graduated cylinders. They seem to be doing work that is not necessary, but is more for the act of doing it.
Yeah, Berr's not going to know a whole lot about that, so.
They look up and they're like, "Oh, Berr, is there anything that I forgot? Did you maybe there's shrapnel that I need to?"
I'm good. Anything else I could just sleep off. I just wanted to swing by and let you know. You said you were here to keep an eye on Saro, just in case anything went wrong and you would have to deal with it, as you said. Just wanted to let you know that if anything goes wrong between the two of you and you become a problem, you've got 3 other sets of eyes watching you to make sure nothing becomes a problem. Or at least 3. I don't actually know what Ikade's whole situation is.
You saw the whole situation, Berr.
His eyes did not go that
high. Torero is going to kind of blush a little bit and look down and smile to herself. We're weapons. That's what we are. We don't get to pick what it is that we're aimed at. So, you say that you're here to watch me? Okay. I would advise you, though, toxins can really come from just about anywhere.
Well, then it's a good thing for the both of us that I'm not so easy to kill.
A doctor never wants to lose their patient.
And I hope you won't have to. Any of them.
Right. Is there anything else anyone would like to do? Okay. In that case, you kind of now would be a great time for a long rest so that you can,
Oh, thank God.
Heal. So, you all go to your various sleeping quarters. Nev,
can
I get you to make a wisdom saving throw?
Yep. Um, 17.
So, you, again, you're on the Citadel. You see the looming shadow of Sovereign. That booming thunder in your chest. Just vibrating through the floor panels. I mean, what can you even do?
As I said before, run, hide, save as many people as you can.
You start gathering people along with you, trying to keep them out of the line of fire. You get them tucked away in this small crevice between 2 different areas of the ward, and they're pressing in on you and saying, how do we get out? How do we get out? We can't live here. We can't, this thing it's too big. It's going to get us. It's going to find us. Fix it. We need to, how can you fix it? And those whispers press in on you until you wake up. The intercom blazes to life over the ship. And it's like, all right, we're going to be hitting the relay in just a minute or 2 here, and then we'll be right outside of Erszbat. So everyone get ready because this is kicking off. Is there anything anyone would like to do?
Okay, shake it off and push it to the back of my mind and remember I have a job to do.
So, you all feel as you get in range of the mass relay, that lurch as it grabs hold of you, and the gravitational kind of like oomph that propels you into its forces. And as the calculations go through, the Octasia is shot through space faster than light. You emerge in a galaxy completely unfamiliar to all of you. The system, the stars are all brand new, and you hear over the loudspeaker for the Octasia. All right, this is Vetra. Scans indicate that there's no enemies in sight right now. There's actually, it looks like there's a firefight between Reaper forces and Batarians off of that gas giant over there, about like other side of the asteroid belt. I think that's drawing most of their attention. We should be able to move within range of Erszbat momentarily, and then we can deploy. Everyone report to the communication room for briefing, and we'll deploy immediately. Did everyone get ready and meet up in the briefing room?
Yeah. Okay, could I get a quick reminder how long rest works?
You regen all your health, you regen all your tech points, your barrier points, everything regens.
Dang. Take a long rest.
Yeah.
Long rest, the way to stay alive.
All right.
I think Saro.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, if you're using the character sheet online, the n7.world site, there should be a button for a long rest on the right side.
Perfect. Yeah, I found it. Thank you.
Yeah, I think as soon as the announcer goes off, Saro is walking to the briefing room.
You get in there, immediately see Vetra there, and she's Saro, feeling better after the Kamala incident?
Yes.
If you'd like, you can make an insight roll.
Absolutely. That would be, I believe insight is something I'm good at. Yeah, that'll be a 24.
You've dealt with a lot of the criminal element on Omega, and you can spot a blue sun anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And you see some very clear markings on Vetra that indicate a past that was very well connected to blue suns.
Ooh, I'm alone with her?
Yes.
I think I'll lean in.
You're
lucky you're on his side now. Or else you'd be at the better end of my rifle.
The thing about Garrus is that he really only sees one narrow field. It tends to be the criminal element. And from what I'm looking at, you fit that well.
I never said I didn't.
Until either of us does something illegal, perhaps we're on the same team.
Perhaps.
The rest of you filter in as Vetra and Saro finish their tete-a-tete. And you see Vetra compose themselves. All right. Because Reaper forces are engaged off of that helium-3 gas giant, we have some window of opportunity. They're not gunning for us right now, so we're able to do some scans, but they're not great. What it looks like is half of the colony on Erszbat is fighting a bad, losing war, and it is full siege. Everything hammer of gods coming down. The other half of the colony is completely untouched, and we're trying to intercept signals, and all we're getting are kind of just blanket statements from state media that say an accord has been reached, lay down your arms.
That's not ominous at all.
I think we can narrow down where possible Cerberus incursions happen. It looks like their most likely target, if they're going for artifacts, is the Batarian Museum of State History. It's within the battle zone, so there's two ways for you to go about this. You can land and try and sneak your way through the untouched colony. But if Batarian state forces are still in control there, you have to be stealthy. We could get away with it on Kamala because they allowed free spacers to come in for mining rights. But this is a Batarian world, and if a Drell shows up, they're gonna call someone about it.
Mm-hmm.
The other option is you go through the battle zone. Now, they're just laying siege to Erszbat. You're not a target. Everything's a target. So it's either you run through the rain or you stay buttoned up.
I think Ikade, like, the camera cuts to Ikade making that, like, rising, excited noise. Like, while hitting Berr in the arm. Like,
yeah, I heard it.
All right. What do you want to do?
Let's say we're running through the rain. Do we, like, maybe have anything on 4 wheels that we could maybe use on here, or what are you thinking?
We may have something to play with.
Like,
Oh.
that's where it, like, hard cuts to the to, like, oh gosh, what do you call it? The
makeup?
like the cargo area. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And it's just like hard cut 90s metal music. Like, just like rims, Maka window.
Oh,
you stand outside I'm not being, my brain is having an issue. The Mako is the all-terrain vehicle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You stand outside of this 6-wheeled, armored, turreted tank that is deployed for all kinds of reasons to the absolute far reaches of the galaxy. And you are seeing a vehicle that, the Octasia is a well-worn ship. So this Mako is got some wear. But you see the 3 Turian brothers come outside like, oh, we doing a hot drop? We getting this going?
I run up to them excitedly and I point to the rest of the team like, there's 2 more wheels.
Well, the way I see it, I don't know exactly how stealthy we can be. And besides, if we're spotted in this battlefield, we're gonna have the same problem as we would on the other side. At least in this thing, no one can see us as easily, we can move fast, and we'll have... I think I can call that armor.
Corcoran is going to lean in and he's going to be like, listen, I mean, this thing will take a couple of rounds from, an assault rifle, but if things get too rough down there, it's going to tear this thing in half. So don't run yourself down the barrel of a gun.
Yeah, but like, also, it's this or my 2 legs. Like, I'm taking this all day, right? I mean,
I'm
right?
not telling you it's a bad idea. I'm telling you it's an exciting idea.
Unless we split up.
I think it's just... Ikade'Sung looks offended when Saro says that, but he'll let him keep talking.
I might be able to stay out of sight by myself, but not with a group.
And I need to get into wherever any surveillance is, and I can figure out what's going on and where Cerberus might have gone. Might be able to do that best in the Mako.
The last time we got split up, though, like, something exploded, and you are the one that made it explode.
Yes. Now you understand.
Oh, okay, wait. Okay, so if Saro can sneak in, if Nev needs to get to communications, sounds like Nev can be pretty sneaky. Is that a yay or a nay?
I've been known to walk quietly from time to time.
Oh, you see Sec get around easily.
So then, it's just a question of, and he slowly turns to Berr, of who drives and who shoots.
Your turn, Berr.
That's where you're mistaken, Saro. This time, I have the big gun.
Sure.
I think it kind of gets really excited, and he claps at the triplets to like throw him the keys.
Oh, yeah, it's the same as tosses you the keys. That immediately it's like you snatch out of the air. So with that, we're actually gonna have we're gonna split the party. Ikade'Sung and Berr get in the Mako, and Kavis picks you up in their. Actually, no, because you deploy from the Artasia. So
Hot drop.
Kavis will actually take Saro and Nev in his dropship and fly you toward the more the quieter part of Erszbat. Meanwhile, you feel the Artasia as it enters atmosphere. It's an older ship that does not do well under strenuous conditions, and you immediately feel the drive really whir up as it trying to fight the forces of gravity against it. It maintains altitude, it just has to work for it. But you feel the swoop as the landing bay doors open, and first Kavis launches out. Nev and Saro, you feel yourself get pressed against the seat as it's a fresh off the blocks, fire out in the atmosphere. You're really cooking, and then the Artasia just lets go of the clamps holding the Mako, and you fall because you're in a giant tank. And you feel yourself plummet through the air as the computer blinks and blips with warnings as the horizon rises on you. And then you see the autopilot features for the jump jets like kick in just as you reach towards the surface, and like you like hit with the suspension like really bouncing, and you feel like the force and impact as you are planet side. You immediately, as your planet side, start feeling impacts. Outside of you, you don't. Everything is at war. You see a giant winged creature, like with weird, like cybernetic hoses and technology, like grafted to it, swooping over. You see, like it open its maw and fire out like this huge, like meteor that just hits like the side of a building and cascade in fire as things come down. You see like an entire troop of these weird insectoid creatures like march up the side of an embankment, and these twin cannons poking out from that have been like surgically attached to it fire these volleys at forces that are like within the windows of these apartment buildings, raining down debris and ash and just destruction. In the streets, there are these huge, lumbering humanoid creatures, misshapen as looks to be like 3 different humans smashed together to create some kind of Frankenstein monster with a cannon augmented into their arm that they fire mercilessly all around them. And you see non-stop just floods and floods of these just mindless humanoid creatures, completely cascaded with like cybernetic technology, just flooding into the streets. They're like open mouths, just like screaming, painless, but just all emotion completely drained from them as they scream out into the void. You have the world in front of you and everything is being destroyed. What would you like to do?
Kid, this was a good idea.
I think it kind of hits the radio, and like the needle drop is Muse Knights of Sidonia.
Let's freaking go.
And then just like first gear, and then we just go.
I'm gonna need you. You're driving, right?
I'm driving because Berr's a better shot, right?
Go ahead.
You did make that assumption.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make that vehicle check.
Vehicle handling. Oh, okay. Vehicle handling. Okay.
What's Ikade's vehicle handling?
It's only a +3. It's not bad.
Oh, okay.
It's not good. It's not bad, but
it'll do.
That's a 16 +3. I just got a 19 on the vehicle check.
You slam past, you jump first gear. Like you have enough knowledge of the vehicle that you're like, no, we need this going now. You pop in first gear for only a moment enough to like launch, like the wheels catch, you launched forward. Explosions cascade behind you as things move into slow motion, and you are just spinning dirt and flying through the field. We're gonna cut away from you because
wait up, because the next needle drop, it's just the Tokyo Drift soundtrack now.
Oh.
And like just tires sliding and I'm getting corners.
We have to cut away from you because it is too cool. We cut to the inside of a dropship as Saro and Nev lurch around the back of the dropship. Cavis is like artfully trying to dodge around, and he's like, "All right, I'm dropping you on the edge of the what looks like the battle zone. You should be free of what the main fighting contingent, but I wouldn't stick around. You got to get out there. You got to get hidden. And swoops in for a quick landing. Like the doors open, the engines haven't cut. He's just like, go, 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 go.
Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, I'm going.
Make your stealth check.
And that is a 19 for me.
Nice.
28.
Okay. You.
I'm good, but you're on a different level.
I'm sorry, Nev. You do a really good job of blending in, and you are very artful in your maneuvering. Saro disappears. So you navigate your way into the town, and immediately you're greeted with an untouched landscape. Like the buildings are still fully intact. There's functioning power. There's everything seems to be untouched by the war that you just stepped out of. And on a projected screen that you can see, a Batarian face shows up and is, greetings, this is the voice of Batarian Parliament for Erszbat. The governor has decreed that we are in alliance with the invaders and that all aggression against them are to cease immediately. Any traitors to this will be punished by death. These are not to be for any and all aggression will be met with corporal punishment. You are all to free yourselves of your weapons and firearms and welcome the aggressors in as they are our new allies. This message is kind of repeated in various tones and ways as you progress through the streets.
Recording it on my Omnitool.
What would you like to look for? Is there any checks that you'd like to make?
No, I would just like to record the message so that we can send it back to Garrus when we get on the ship. Like vocally record it.
Yeah, you can make either one, or you can make a perception check on this.
Cool. 21.
21.
Hey.
Nev, you have some knowledge of indoctrination, and you are keenly aware that this is the reason it's untouched is because they won. Saro, you now know why this was a dangerous place to come to. If the government becomes complicit in the actions of the Reapers, if they become allies of the Reapers, then you are an enemy. No matter what your actions are, you are an enemy on this planet, and you will be prosecuted as such. Your actions, no matter how innocuous, are now very much under the microscope. So you cannot fail any of these stealth checks.
Fuck.
As you progress further in, you are still incredibly well hidden. You're able to easily make your way up to the where the museum would be, and it's this grand facade. There's gardens and there's tranquility, lush landscape with water features that are very much meant to show outwardly money, power, and authority. And you see a state-run, very manufactured history museum that is projected out for what they want everyone to know about their history and not what necessarily is the history. But I will also say that you see a vessel parked off to the side of it and has a strange logo, kind of gold and shimmering and like almost like an angular oval. You think you've seen this?
Almost like Cerberus, maybe?
Might be Cerberus. It could be Cerberus. And with that, we're going to go ahead and end the session today. Thank you, everyone, for watching. This has been a delight. And I have been your game master, Patrick. You can catch me on Blue Sky. And I will throw it over to Calvin.
Okay. Very much looking forward to Team Fast and Furious over here when we come back next week. Yeah, I've been Calvin playing Berr. I'm here on Sundays for hopefully a few more weeks. As well, if you are on YouTube, please check out the Win with Dice channel. We have gaming streams and a tabletop RPG podcast that just hit 200 episodes, or will this week, and just hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which I'm very happy about. So, yeah, feeling really good about that right now.
All right, congratulations, and we'll throw it over to Aubrey.
Hello, I'm Aubrey. You can find me everywhere on the internet at the Mad Queen or Mad Queen Cosplay, depending on the site. And I am the technical director over at Queen's Court Games. If you hear any of our stuff and you hear the music on it, I probably had a hand in it at some point. You can also catch me for a few more Mondays as the GM for Eat Your Young, our Buffy the Vampire Slayer game, using the official Buffy the Vampire Slayer TTRPG. It is a great time, and you should definitely check it out. And I'm also the GM over at Goblets and Gaze. Currently, we have Tyrant of the Dark Star, a story inspired by games like Bloodborne, Grimm's Fairy Tales, and the Grishaverse, of running a rebellion in a city fallen to corruption. I did not realize how relevant that story would be when I wrote it a year ago. But yeah, other than that, you can find links to everything I do on my social media.
All right, and we'll throw it over to Derryk.
Hello, I am Derryk, the one who's being thwarted by Patrick constantly. I use they, he, and Z pronouns. You can find me all across the intros at Derryk Does RP. That's DERRYKDOESRP. Or you can find me under the guise of the Queers and Spears social medias, because if you're talking to that account, it's most likely me. That's where I GM, play, do a whole bunch of other things. Right now, you can catch us every Sunday before this at 2 p.m. EST for our Godkiller series, Grave of Grief. I can speak. Where I am the GM or God, and my wonderful creative producer CJ is our God Killer, and that may be a prequel series. Who knows? You'll find out more later. But that's where you can find me.
All right, and we'll throw it over to JPG.
Thank you again. Once again, I'm JPG. I am a pop culture educator and consultant. I run the consultancy firm Intermyth, where we help marginalized communities get over plateaus that they're experiencing in their content creation process. You can find me on all social media at SpeakerJPG.
All right. Well, this has been outstanding. Thank you all for watching. We will be back next week, I believe. So we'll see you then, and enjoy Mass Effect on your own time. The Legendary Edition is out, so just play it. You can just play it right now.
Do it. I'll be doing it.
It's probably super cheap right now because of all the holiday sales. So you can
go for it. Everyone,
True.
Get caught up.
Do it to prepare for the new one they're making.
Experience the Mako for yourself.
Also,
experience the love of the Mako.
I always feel also that Andromeda is underrated and more people should play it.
I love Andromeda. I love Andromeda so much.
Oh my god!
Everyone,
Secret
get out there.
Andromeda.
Play some legendary. Play some Andromeda. All right. Thank you, everyone. Bye. 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 Bye.